Idi Amin Dada's regime in Uganda as a president from 1971 to 1979 was characterized by brutal dictatorship and egregious human rights violations. Amin ruled with an iron fist, using violence and intimidation to suppress political dissent and maintain his grip on power. Under his rule, thousands of people were arbitrarily detained, tortured, and executed for their perceived opposition to the regime. Political opponents, journalists, intellectuals, and members of ethnic minority groups were particularly targeted by Amin's security forces. Dissent was not tolerated, and any form of criticism of the government was met with harsh reprisals. A climate of fear permeated Ugandan society, with citizens living in constant dread of arbitrary arrest, torture, or summary execution. Amin's regime was notorious for its use of torture chambers and extrajudicial killings. Dissidents were subjected to horrific forms of torture, including beatings, electric shocks, and mutilation. Many were never seen again, their fates shrouded in secrecy as they were disposed of in mass graves or dumped in the Nile River. Moreover, Amin's dictatorship was marked by rampant corruption, economic mismanagement, and the embezzlement of state resources for personal gain. While Amin lived in opulence, the majority of Ugandans suffered under extreme poverty and deprivation. The international community condemned Amin's regime for its flagrant disregard for human rights and democratic principles. However, Amin remained defiant, dismissing criticism as Western interference and portraying himself as a champion of African nationalism. In 1979, Amin's dictatorship was brought to an end by a coalition of Ugandan exiles and Tanzanian forces. He fled into exile in Saudi Arabia, where he lived until his death in 2003. Despite his ousting, the scars of Amin's reign continue to haunt Uganda, reminding the world of the horrors that can result from unchecked tyranny and the importance of safeguarding human rights and democratic freedoms.